Hey y'all, welcome back to Blossoms at Midnight. Have you ever been in a situation where something just didn't feel right? Maybe it was a quiet doubt, a nagging thought, or even a subtle shift in someone's tone that made you wonder, is this healthy? Not all red flags show up waving in neon lights. Some creep in as whispers, little moments that we might ignore. But today, we're learning how to spot those whispers before they turn into storms. Our purpose. This is about more than just spotting toxic relationships. It's about learning to protect your peace, understand what's healthy, and recognize when something or someone isn't aligned with God's plan for your well-being. Here's what to expect. Spotting early warning signs of toxic behavior. Identifying patterns of emotional abuse and manipulation. And we'll dive into biblical wisdom to help you guard your heart and build relationships rooted in respect and love. Let's start with recognizing those early signs. Toxic behavior often begins subtly, but when you know what to look for, you can stop it before it escalates. Aggressive or controlling behavior. This can look like someone monitoring your movements or decisions, constantly needing to know where you are, who you're with, or what you're doing. It might even show up as excessive demands for your time or attention. While it might seem small at first, this often stems from a need for dominance. Left unchecked, it can escalate into patterns that are far harder to break. Jealousy and verbal aggression. Jealousy doesn't always start as yelling or accusations. It can be subtle, like persistent questioning about your interactions with others, or little remarks that make you second-guess your relationships. Verbal aggression, on the other hand, might appear as frequent outbursts or sharp criticisms. These behaviors often signal deep insecurity and a desire for control. And trust me, if they're ignored, they don't just go away. Emotional abuse and manipulation. Emotional abuse is one of the most harmful aspects of toxic relationships because it works quietly, breaking down your confidence bit by bit. Constant criticism. This is when someone points out flaws or failures in everything you do, no matter how small or insignificant. Over time, it's like erosion. It wears away your self-esteem, making you question your own worth. Belittling and gaslighting. Belittling can feel dismissive, like your feelings, goals, or even the things you care about just don't matter. Gaslighting takes it even further. It's when someone manipulates you into doubting your own memory or perception. It's a powerful tool of control because it makes you rely on their version of reality instead of your own. Then there's isolation. This one is so subtle but so damaging. Maybe they discourage you from seeing friends or make you feel guilty for leaning on family. Isolation cuts off your support systems and creates a cycle of dependency, leaving you more vulnerable to manipulation and control. Without people to remind you of your value, it's easy to forget who you are. Coercive control. What is it? Coercive control includes things like micromanaging your decisions, using intimidation, or restricting your access to resources, like money or even your own freedom. Why it's dangerous. This type of control is about power. It's not just about one moment or one behavior, it's about a pattern. And unfortunately, it's often a precursor to more visible forms of abuse, like physical violence. Biblical wisdom for recognizing toxic relationships. Let's bring this back to biblical wisdom, because God has a lot to say about protecting your heart and choosing healthy relationships. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This reminds us that setting boundaries isn't just about keeping people out. It's about preserving the peace and purpose God has placed in you. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. This is so clear. The people we surround ourselves with either build us up or pull us down. God wants us to be in relationships that encourage growth and reflect His love. Matthew 7:16. By their fruit, you will recognize them. Actions reveal character. Someone's words might sound good, but their consistent behavior tells the real story. If their fruit is bitter, it's time to step away. Early detection and prevention. Spotting toxicity early can make all the difference. Here's how to stay ahead of it. Pay attention to patterns. Toxic behavior often starts small. Maybe it's a dismissive comment here or a controlling action there, but patterns tell the truth. Watch for repeated behaviors. Trust your instincts. God gave us intuition for a reason. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it. That feeling is often a nudge to protect yourself. Build support systems. Don't isolate yourself. Stay connected with trusted friends, family, or even counselors. They can help you see things clearly when emotions cloud your judgment. Practical steps to protect your peace. When it's time to take action, here's how to protect your peace and reclaim your joy. Define your boundaries. Be clear about what you will and won't tolerate. Boundaries aren't walls. They're fences with gates. You decide who gets to come in. Seek professional support. There's no shame in asking for help. Therapists, counselors, or even domestic violence hotlines can guide you towards safety and healing. Create an exit plan. If you recognize toxic patterns, plan your way out. Whether it's finding a new living situation or reaching out to support systems, preparation is key. Key points. Recognize early signs. Aggression, jealousy, or controlling behavior are often the first indicators of toxicity. Spot emotional manipulation. Tactics like criticism, gaslighting, and isolation are serious red flags. Coercive control is dangerous. Intimidation and micromanagement frequently lead to more overt forms of abuse. Protect your peace. Setting boundaries and seeking support are essential steps to reclaim your emotional well-being. Biblical wisdom matters. God calls us to protect our hearts and choose relationships that align with His love and truth. Proverbs 4:23 reminds us that everything flows from the heart, so guard it well. Summary. Toxic relationships don't have to define your story. By recognizing red flags, trusting your instincts, and leaning on God's wisdom, you can protect your heart and build relationships that reflect love and respect. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to reflect on how God might be calling you to guard your peace. Like this video, subscribe for more faith-based guidance, and share in the comments. How has God helped you navigate toxic relationships? Let's continue growing together, one step at a time.